Excellent. We're now looking at the forearm, and the muscles of the forearm are complex, really complex. But I want to kind of simplify the whole picture just to start by explaining that the distal end of the humerus has two bumps on it. There's the lateral epicondyle. The condyle is the articular surface of the joint, so epi is above. The lateral epicondyle and the medial epicondyle. The lateral epicondyle, there is a common tendon, which is where the majority of muscles that go over this part of your arm, the muscles that lift the finger and lift the wrist, the majority of these muscles join into the lateral epicondyle, into the common extensor tendon. The tendon itself has a extra sweep of fibrous tissue which joins it to the olecranon on the side. So you've got like a loop of fibrous tissue and nerves duck under that and above it and through it. So that's the picture of all the attachments up here. And so what we're going to be looking at is these series of muscles. Okay, the first two muscles we're going to look at are the muscles that, or in fact they're three muscles, that lift the wrist. And when you talk when you describe the lower arm, you don't describe it in terms of medial and lateral, because if this was medial and you turned your arm over, then that would go lateral. So you describe it in terms of the bones of the forearm. So this is the radius, and that's the ulna. The radius is towards the thumb, so this is the radial aspect, that's the ulnar aspect. And we're going to start with the Extensor Carpi Ulnaris, which is the muscle that lifts this side. It attaches to that common tendon up here that I described. So where's my pen? So here's the epicondyle, just here, and you can feel, if you straighten the elbow, just above, in this little dip, just there is the epicondyle, and you can feel it as a bump, firm bump. So there's the epicondyle, and the tendon takes off from there. So the Extensor Carpi Ulnaris, it runs down, it's the most far ulnar muscle of the extensor group. It's like this, and it runs down. It forms a tendon which joins into the fifth metatarsal. And what it does when it contracts is it, to some extent, extends, but also pulls the wrist towards the ulnar side. This has triggers in the main part of the muscle, and the trigger is there. And these triggers refer down into the wrist here, and they also may refer over the lateral epicondyle. So yet another muscle. As we're going down, you're discovering that there are muscles above the arm, the brachialis, the triceps, and now you're discovering that the extensor, the ulnar extensor of the wrist, also can refer over this area, but its main referral is down here over the wrist. The catch here is that people turn up to somebody and they say, I've got this horrible pain in the wrist. They're examined, may have x-rays, even MRIs, and they're all normal. So the question is, why? And the person examining them never looked up here. And this is not uncommon. So it's a cause of lateral wrist and dorsum of the hand pain.